the scream that echoed through the valley. That night was unlike any other. The moon hid its light behind heavy clouds, and the wind carried a silence so profound it seemed to speak louder than any voice. In the heart of the valley stood a man, holding his young son close to his chest, staring up at the sky. Tears streaked down his face, but his gaze was steady, filled with a pain that was not just his own, it belonged to the entire village. Behind him, villagers, men, women, and children, watched in solemn silence. The brutality of what had just happened had left their souls bruised, their hearts heavy. But the scene in front of them was almost unbearable. The man took a deep breath, his voice breaking as he spoke to his son. "Son, today, I break my promise to you. Today, I cry before your eyes." This village had long been a symbol of peace. Nestled in the embrace of mountains, life flowed simply, hard work in the fields, laughter in the homes, and love in every heart. Generations had lived quietly, in harmony with nature and each other. But fate can be cruel and merciless. One night, when the village slept under a blanket of stars, the sky roared with the sound of bullets and explosions. Death had arrived uninvited. Fear and chaos erupted as families ran through smoke-filled streets. Each drop of spilled blood left an indelible mark on the land, a story written in sorrow. Humanity had been defeated, if only for a night. That night, the man lost everything. His home, his neighbors, his friends, all gone. Only his young son, bleeding and terrified, ran into his arms. In that moment, the man faced the greatest battle of his life, protecting the life of his child, keeping hope alive when despair threatened to consume them. "Papa, why are we running? What did we do?" The child's innocent voice pierced through the man's heart like a dagger. The question, so pure and untainted, left him speechless. He could only whisper, "Son, we have done nothing, but sometimes the world punishes the innocent." Despite the chaos, there was a flicker of unity. Villagers gathered, sharing stories of loss and grief. Some had lost brothers, other sons, husbands, or even their entire families. Yet one truth bound them all: their hearts were wounded, but their spirits were not broken. The man lifted his son high before everyone and swore an oath. "I promise you all, these tears will not go to waste. Our pain will become our strength. We will not abandon our land, nor our identity." A strange calm settled over the group. For the first time since the attacks, sorrow brought them together instead of tearing them apart. Hands were joined, shoulders pressed together, and a sense of determination replaced despair. Time passed. The wounds ran deep, but life slowly began to flow again. Children started playing amid the ruins, their laughter a fragile but resilient melody. Women returned to their fields, working with renewed purpose. Men rebuilt broken homes, each stone laid a testament to resilience. Yet the man never forgot the scream of that night, the cry of his son that had shaken the heavens. It lingered within him, a haunting reminder of pain, but also a source of strength. Every day, as he rebuilt his home and comforted neighbors, he carried that scream in his heart, channeling it into courage. Years later, the village had healed and flourished. What was once a place of devastation had transformed into a symbol of perseverance. The man, once seen weeping toward the sky, had become a beacon of hope. Often, he would speak to his son, now taller and stronger. "Remember, son, those who try to break us can only wound us. They cannot end us. As long as we stand together, no one can defeat us." The boy would smile, a reflection of strength and understanding in his young eyes. "You are right, Papa. Our tears are not weakness, they are our power." And so the valley, which had once witnessed blood and sorrow, now thrived with hope and courage. Seasons changed, fields flourished, and children ran freely, their laughter ringing across the mountains. Life had returned, stronger and more determined than ever. Yet the man's heart carried the memory of that scream, the scream that had once torn the night apart. It was a scar, yes, but a scar that reminded him that survival was not just about living, it was about standing tall after the storm, about turning pain into purpose. Every evening, he would take his son to the hill overlooking the village, pointing to the fields and homes rebuilt by their hands and the hands of neighbors. "See, son, this is what we fought for. Our land, our families, our honor. No darkness can take that from us." And the son, now understanding the depth of his father's strength, would nod, eyes glistening but steady. "Papa, our tears made us who we are. Our tears made us stronger." Life, despite all its cruelty, had taught the village a profound lesson, that even in the face of destruction, unity and courage can rebuild what was lost. The man, once a figure of heartbreak, had become a legend in the valley. His story was told to children as a lesson of resilience, to remind them that pain is temporary, but courage is eternal. The scream, once a symbol of helplessness, had become a symbol of hope. Every villager, every child, every family knew that their suffering had meaning, that their tears had transformed into strength. They knew that as long as they stood together, the darkness could never prevail. And so the valley thrived, not merely as a place of survival, but as a land of courage, hope, and unbreakable spirit. The man and his son walked together, hand in hand, through the fields they had saved, their shadows long in the evening sun, proof that even after the deepest despair, life can bloom again. The mountains whispered of their endurance, the rivers carried tales of their perseverance, and the wind reminded every passerby of the night when a father's cry had shaken the heavens, and in doing so, had sparked a light that would never fade. In the end, the valley became a sanctuary, not just of land, but of spirit. Its people knew that while life could break them, it could never erase their courage. The father's words, once a promise amid tears, had become the creed of the entire community. "We are wounded, but not defeated. We are scarred, but unbroken. And as long as we stand together, no force can take away our hope." And the boy who once asked why they were running, now understood. The world may test the innocent, but together, even the most profound sorrow can be transformed into unwavering strength. The valley, which had once heard the scream that shook the skies, now resounded with life, laughter, and the enduring heartbeat of hope.